like Manasseh put it, humiliation. It started. He's been too stubborn. He has to just come back home. And perhaps this is the time that we should call on Akufo-Addo to prevail upon his brother to come back.
What has Akufo-Addo got to do
but that's his brother.
But look, let's be honest. There seems to be an infatuation with Ken Ofori-Atta. It seems to be there is some deep-seated kind of, I don't know what it is, hatred of infatuation with Akufo and this government. I don't get it.
There's some hatred for
I
Ken
don't know.
Ofori-Atta.
There seems to be some infatuation that, listen, everything seems to what? Like, everything, Ofori-Atta. I pray and hope that it ends.
Abusema mena wa sinami ma wakwa ba Dr. Zaato wa tutubi their money NDC government so chilemu a omo ye excuse me to say bogus because they have wasted 1 year on Ken Ofori-Atta abra ye wonu ma foforo betimi di adwen akoso da bia Ken Ofori-Atta what ho adent na mongofa no emba na mon prosecute no na munya didi amoye e wo television so radio so any platform mo be opportunity bia no minu ya de course wo TV3 no esewani ensese ye kan ede kire lawyer Martin Kpebu na wo hobim na deputy attorney general na ono nso owo ho Manasseh Azuri ono nso obekire na adwen ede fasa asem no ho nyabotre na yentie de e course na the Dr. Zaato waka no me pese wo kire wa adwen efa ho se nya atwom na oye ana se eye lokore na oka yentie Manasseh Azuri ewi a medi videos no kai ni na ebeto aso ama mesrew se unya unsubscribe ya subscribe like video na share ma unu bi no nso unya bi eye nya me shirawo yentie omo emo yekoba yebeto aso.
This news of his detention, there's some information you've been picking up and digging on that. Tell us about it.
Yes, I have had sources that witnessed the arrest of Ken Ofori-Atta, and the sources say he was arrested in Washington, D.C. on the morning of Tuesday, January 6, 2026. And then the information is that this wasn't like those organized raids by ICE at specific places. It looked as if they had gone in specifically for him because the sources say that as soon as he emerged from the entrance of the building, they moved in, surrounded him, got him into the car, and then drove him away. And if you look at the place where he was arrested, it is about 89 miles from where he's detained now. That's about an hour and 30 minutes drive. So that was how it occurred in Washington, D.C. And then there is also the specific location where he was arrested. There is a luxury apartment complex in Washington, D.C., located on the 1111 24th Street in Washington, D.C., and the building is called the Westlight Apartment Complex. Westlight Apartment Complex. And my sources say this is where Ken Ofori-Atta has been living in the U.S. And then his son has been spotted in this building, his wife too. As to whether he's bought it or is renting it, they cannot say. But this is where Ken Ofori-Atta has been living. It's a luxury apartment at the west end of Washington, D.C., and some prominent people have lived in this place. The most prominent official who has lived in this building, the immediate past Vice President of the U.S., Kamala Harris, had a 2-bedroom condo in this apartment. And when she became the Vice President and was moving out, this property was listed and sold at $1.89 million. That's a 2-bedroom apartment in this building owned by Kamala Harris. Was listed in April 2021, and then it was eventually sold for almost $2 million. And this is in a prime location with very good security, and it's just about a 20-minute walk from the White House. And this sources say this where Ken Ofori-Atta has been living in the U.S. until Tuesday morning, when he was emerging from this building. The ICE officials or agents just surrounded him, moved him to the car, and then drove him away to the detention center that he is at now.
I see. Now, but you've also, after this news became public, been working around and also picking up a bit more information about Ken Ofori-Atta and all of this process of he being in the US, his lawyers saying he's not well, and then also seeking treatment. The latest we got is that he's recuperating. In fact, that's what his lawyer, that is Frank Davis, said this week, that he decided to stay there a bit longer because he's recovering from the medical process that he went through. Is that consistent with the information that your sources picked up about his living and how he moved around in that particular apartment you talk about?
Yes, when it comes to health, you cannot say much, but according to these sources, they see him living normally. That is what the sources say. That, oh, he's living normally. Sometimes see him out, and sometimes he gets visitors. So it's like he's that's the outward appearance. That's what these sources say. But of course, this is a health issue. You cannot just see someone and assume everyone is right. But if they say he's recuperating, I suspect he's getting better, as the lawyers may have said, because from people who see him, it doesn't look like, that's from the outside, it doesn't look like someone who is very sick. And I think this information we are getting from Washington, D.C. is inconsistent with somewhere last year, December or so. There were some reports that he was cited in Washington, D.C. And if you look at his travel records, he left this country on January 4, 2025, departed from Terminal 3, and then the airline he boarded was the United Airlines flight 997, and that airline was headed for the Washington, D.C. So it looks like his location and life within the D.C. area has also been confirmed.
But in the meantime, at least, the fact that he's been restricted is a bit of a warning to him. It's a salvo that, look, like Manasseh put it, humiliation is started. He's been too stubborn. He has to just come back home. And perhaps this is the time that we should call on Akufo-Addo to prevail upon his brother to come back.
What has Akufo-Addo got to do
but that's his brother. That's why they are family. When he was in government...
in persona.
Oh, no. So let me make my point. That's when you come from a family and you are involved in trouble, you don't... They are family. Yes, so they are family.
Okay. No.
They are family, and it's normal in our cultural setups, okay? Not just here alone. I mean, in most civilizations, one member of a family is in trouble, they'll go to the rest and offer advice. So at this stage, Akufo-Addo has to step in to, prevail upon Ofori-Atta to come to stop the further humiliation, because he's dragging their family name into disrepute. Because prior to that, Akufo-Addo had said no person is corrupt, etc. So a valid. Okay. Oh, I haven't finished.
Yes, yes.
Right. So that is the point.
My position on accountability, I've stated it, and I always state it. I have said that. Regime and post-regime accountability, I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't know Ken Ofori-Atta from anywhere. I've never met him. The closest I've seen him is on TV. I'm saying the closest I've seen him is on TV. I don't know him. I've never met him. He was a finance minister for 8 years, or no, for 6, 7 years, whatever it is. He has the right to come and account for whatever it is. The legalities and otherwise of this, I have no problem with that. I'll let it go. When any day, whatever happens, it comes again. I don't even think he will hire me as a lawyer, because I'm not a lawyer to defend him. So I also let that go. Maybe he will hire my friend. You were in school together, now you've gone somewhere, you are not looking at me. Don't do that, Doc. Don't do that. Yeah.
You already
Doc, okay, that's part of the joke. But look, let's be honest. There seems to be an infatuation with Ken Ofori-Atta. It seems to be there is some deep-seated kind of, I don't know what it is, hatred of infatuation with the government and this government. I don't get it.
There's some hatred for
Ken Ofori-Atta. There seems to be some infatuation that, listen, everything seems to what? Like, everything, Ofori-Atta. I pray and hope that it ends. I pray or hope that this man comes so that whatever it is, the justice system takes its form, and then we can move on with our lives. We have things to do. We have an economy to improve. We have mouths to feed. We have unemployed youth to employ. We have bad roads to fix. We have a judiciary to rebuild. We have a lot of things to do. But it seems that this Ken Ofori-Atta thing has just frozen almost everybody and almost everything. And that's what I'm praying. I'm praying that it quickly comes to an end.
But you want accountability. You want accountability.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That I pray if tomorrow I wake up and realize that Ofori-Atta is in town. If tomorrow I wake up and realize that he's before a judge in Ghana, I have no problem with that. The justice system will take its part, and then we will see. Because you see, we seem to be engaged in this kind of narrow tunnel vision, where we just want to make it look like is Ken Ofori-Atta. I want us to move ahead. There are other investigations.
How can we move ahead if the person?
I've said if I move.
Take this question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, so because you're saying we should move ahead. I'm saying, how can we move ahead if the person in question has not been brought in to answer for his stewardship, and then also the prosecution, the allegation against him? You asked me. Let me answer it. There are 4 lawyers here, and they've all said it. All these prominent lawyers have said that we don't need a man in court to charge him. All these lawyers have said that you don't need a man in court to prosecute him. So the question I also ask is this: for the whole year, why aren't we prosecuting the guy? If you say that the OSP was delaying, if you say OSP was delaying, and you say OSP was good, but is it possible that the Attorney General could have moved ahead and started prosecuting the guy in court for a whole year? Because so far, a whole year has been, for want of a better word, wasted. Is it possible that they could have been prosecuting him before now? Because I believe that, imagine we were prosecuting him and then we had gotten far, then he comes and then we continue with that. So I'm saying that, whatever it is, if I wake up tomorrow morning and I hear that he's here, I'll be very happy. Let him go to court. Let us do that. If he's found guilty, he'll pay for it because he knew that going into public office. He's found innocent, he'll go home to his family because that is the price you pay for going to public office. But let us also understand that. But the question you ask about why is he not being prosecuted, are you aware that he's being prosecuted now? There's a case against him. So is the coming down by just academic? So it's coming down just academic. I was just asking.
No, I know. Okay, if that's the case, so it means that even whether he comes out or not, then it means as a state we are not losing anything, right?
In case he's convicted.
Again, there's a different. Tamakulo said enough. Tamakulo has been. I'm making a point. If we are already prosecuting him, as you've said, that means that he can still be found guilty. And if he's found guilty and he's not there, there are other legal remedies that I'm sure the Attorney General has to use it to what? At least let us get our money. My point is that we should fix Zed on getting the money if he's found guilty. So what? So it means that if he's coming down, is it only academic? Or is it political and humiliation? Because if you are prosecuting him and he's not here, and then you are saying that he must be here to face justice. He's already facing justice. Isn't that when you are being prosecuted, are you not facing justice?
That's correct.
So we shouldn't make the idea that Ken Ofori-Atta is not facing justice right now. If what you've just said is true, he's already facing the justice.
It's reduced. It's a reduced form.
Wait. You make your point.
Again,
the Deputy Attorney General.
Because I'm not a lawyer. Maybe these questions I'm asking, maybe they are ignorant.
Okay, hold on, gentlemen.
Please. Maybe the questions I'm asking are ignorant. The Attorney General will school me. He's also a very good senior lecturer. So the question is, one, we should not create this negative perception in the public that Ofori-Atta is not facing justice. If he's being prosecuted, you are facing justice. If you are in court or your lawyers are in court, you are facing justice. So his coming may only be for optics. His coming may only be for the public humiliation. His coming may only be for the political capital that you're coming. Because the guy is being prosecuted. Unless you tell me that if you are being prosecuted in your absence, it's different from being prosecuted in person. Because I believe that if he's found guilty and then his final court, he will face it. So
let me just.
No. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Respectfully, please. I'll come to you. I will come to you. Your microphone is off. I want land.
Yeah.
Dr. Zaato, land on your point.
So, if that is so, there are two things now I've tried to establish.
Okay.
The man is facing justice in Ghana. He's before court. He's before a competent judge, a competent system of judicial, and that he can be found guilty, and every other consequences of the legal process can be brought to bear him. That is true. Two, that the narrative that he is not facing justice or he's not being prosecuted is wrong. 3, then if his coming down has no material value to that prosecution, then it is just a political thing to humiliate him, parade him around as the foster boy of corruption so that you can get, should I say, political capital or whatever. So it is the politicization of his arrest which is now the prime issue here. But the man is already facing justice.
See, can this detention be taken advantage of by you, or do you intend to leverage that to speed up the process of bringing him to Ghana?
We are, like I said, we are taking advantage of everything. And it didn't start today. We have been on this from the very moment that we realized that the former minister was out of the country and was unwilling to return. So we have been doing works to make sure that he returns, and that is what we are committed to doing.
Including taking advantage of this. So,
Indeed, of course. No, if you say taking advantage,
I mean,
we are involved. We are actually keenly interested and involved in this. So it's not even about to take advantage of it. We have been on this track from day one.
You've been involved in all of these matters, including...
We collaborate with law enforcement agencies from the United States on this matter.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, so for the viewers who are watching, if things go as you are expecting, Ken Ofori-Atta could be back to Ghana sooner than expected.
Oh yes, sooner than expected.
Mama na wase yakwa ko video na ba na ndi asemba ko da bia America ene se Ken Ofori-Atta adi ntra waye na bin se Ghana hade onsia obi a we minister for this country na se se woni aban mu a osi ma free o man no mu kura eni se onu a wogidi se wonya boni bia de ntina wo free o man no mu masa politicians edum bi o mu nyuma bi o mo ye no ya na ense emfata what ya see before say we be hold public office bi no na wo de ahye wa adwe mu say by all means there will be accountability one day. And this way, you know, now you know, you send your bay out from a more young Sabonibia and can enfoul. But a dream may be an politicians be a defender all this. Say NDC and come be defending and MPPCC almost a defender. Now, we say, oh my god, a bit me on him. Minia, why bench like ever when say, just go to the comment section now so chill wabi. Who not subscribe and about subscribe. Like a video so a mommy. Me know a bit see him, say, see, Macro. Bye bye.